Now it's time to start working on the eye shader. So I think I'm going to do something where I get some lines up there in the iris, and then and then that's what we get. Alright, so let's go back to Blender here. Take a look. That's what our eye shader looks like currently. It's just a glossy ball. The vertex color is plugged into the base color. So I suppose what we want is typically our noise texture, which goes to a bump height. And the normal of that goes into the, right, actually we're not going to be texturing it, we're going to just be changing the color. So the color of that, I suppose will go into a color wrap. The output of that color wrap is going to be mixed with the vertex color. Mix color 1, I suppose. And then we'll have color 2, actually we'll have to go, yeah, this vertex color will go into that first color, and then the output of that goes into our principal BSDF. There we go. With that, it's going to be a little bit weird. That's because we need to add a texture coordinate, which goes, the UV of that goes into a mapping. The vector of that goes into our noise texture. If we look at it now, it's going to be, well, it's a little weird, but it is a little better. Okay, so let's take the scale, turn that up quite a bit so we can see what's going on there. Looks like we want to rotate. Is it? Oh, let's just play around and see. Z. Right, what we really want is the scale to change. And here's the problem. It looks like my UVs got all messed up at one point, so some of them are turned one way and some are turned the other. That's going to be a problem. Alright. So what we're going to have to do is come over here to UV editing. We're going to have to alright, so suppose is there going to be a projection that makes sense? I suppose if I look at it straight on and then do project from view, that's not going to be good. I want them all lined up in a grid. I wonder what some of these things do. Don't even know. Alright, so what's going on here? Those are just lines here. Relax. What happens if I relax these? Nothing good. Alright, what's happening here? So these need to be unwrapped. Oh boy. Unwrap. Project from view. What happens if I do that here? Nothing good. I suppose. Right. Wow. There seems to be no good way of doing this. Alright, so what are these? They are moving. Alright, so what happens if I select these and rotate them? Well, it's only some of the bits. But if I make them mostly straight up and down, it's better than nothing. Alright, let's get the next set here. That there. And Now what will we see? Nothing good. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. So I'm highlighting all of these that are fucked. So I'll take that one. Rotate it 100 degrees. Take that one. Rotate it 100 degrees. Looks like it's a different amount on each one. Alright, is there a quicker way of doing this? Okay, so I'll take that one, make it straight up and down. That one, 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 straight up and down. Keep doing that for all of these. Alright. One's already straight up and down. That one's not. That one's not. Alright, now. Alright, now we get a little bit better situation here. We don't really need to worry about the iris, the pupil, etc. We're not going to have that. So what we'll do, we'll create another, I'll go back to shading, another vertex color group that will decide where this texture is. So how will we do that? First, let's make it more pronounced so we can actually see what's going on here. There we go. I suppose we can actually add some texture into the iris area. Interesting. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is copy this material and actually just have a different material for the pupil and the eyeball than for the iris. So what we'll do is we'll take, this is going to be called the iris, and we'll take and duplicate that off and call that eyeball and pupil. And the eyeball and pupil one, well actually this one should be using the iris, and that will be for that bit. That's going to be iris, so we'll sign that. We'll take the opposite, create a new entry in there for the eyeball and pupil, and then we'll assign that to the other one. And then in this one, the eyeball and pupil one, we're not going to have any of this stuff here. We'll just take the color and put it in base color. There we go. So that way we'll only get our texture for the, look at that, we missed one here. Alright, take that, go to UV editing, turn it straight up and down like that, go back to shading. There we go. So now we've got all of our lines where we want them. That's much better. So let's take a look at the iris here. Is there anything else? Right, what we wanted to do is actually add some texture to that iris. So I'm going to take that color out. I'm going to take that color and plug it into a bump height. Plug that into the normal. Looks like that's not correct. Alright, well let's take the factor and plug it in the height. Something's not correct here. Perhaps if I turn off the clear coat, I'll be able to see what's going on here. Roughness. We've got a lot of roughness. That should be a 0.2, perhaps something like that. Still not seeing the texture appearing here. Alright, so why am I not seeing that? strength 1, distance 1, height. Height comes off with a noise from UV. That all should be correct. Alright, what about this actually? That shouldn't be mixed. That should be, say, an overlay, for example. .5. Perhaps a mix is correct, because that looks best to me so far. I suppose I can make a little bit more of the eye color, a little bit more iris. I'll probably put it at about 0.3. Okay, so why am I not getting any normal here? Or am I getting a normal and it's just too fine of a texture? Don't like what I'm seeing here either. Anywhere else I don't like what I'm seeing. I suppose that's about the only one. All these are different scale, but I think that will actually add interest to the eye. So I think I'm good at that. Alright, back to the shader. So, for some reason we're not getting textures here. Eyeball and pupil, iris. So here we are on the iris. What happens if we put it under the clear coat normal and turn the clear coat back up again? Nothing. What happens if we take the factor, put it into the surface? What do we see? Oh, we see something. What about if we plug the color into the surface? That's a little bit more. So perhaps if we take this color here, plug it into the height here. Still nothing. Why is that? I'm definitely not understanding what's going on here. Well, perhaps we're going to have to give up on doing that bit. I'll experiment with that offline. Both what we're looking at here is just that the eyes have interesting texture here and have the right color, etc. So that will be a good shader for you to start with. Feel free to experiment and figure out why normal isn't working. Maybe let us know on the Discord if you figure that out. Alright, thanks for watching.